My pleasure, of course, to be here. So my name is Kristen Verderame, and I'm here to give you a little mini practice this morning. It's my pleasure to be here. I love our studio Sun and Moon. I hope you all do too. I teach on Wednesday evenings. I do a Vinyasa Flow program. Just so you know, we are starting semi-private sessions in the next couple of weeks. And you can sign up with I think it's for 3 people. So 2 of your good friends and you, or a spouse and a friend, or a family get together, and you can work with any of our instructors all different times on the schedule to have a special time just for you guys. Figure out something you want to work on and work on with one of our teachers. My session will be Tuesday evenings at 7. So would love to see any of you there. It'd be fun to work with you guys. Pick something in the summer to work on and help you achieve your yoga goals. It'd be awesome. So this morning, welcome to summer. Yay, it's nice and hot out there. Hi, Peggy. Good morning. Thank you for saying good morning. As we were saying, yesterday was so lovely. We didn't have any humidity, or mostly no humidity, and it was so lovely. I had my doors open. It was just awesome. Today feels a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid, which is a bummer, but I guess that's DC in August, yeah? But we're going to talk about some cooling poses that you can do in summertime to help counteract the heat of summer. So for any of you that follow the Ayurveda practice, the Ayurveda tradition, I am not an expert in that by any means, but in the Ayurveda practice, they recognize 3 different doshas or energy centers in the body. And you can go online. Google has all the answers, as you know. You can go online and search what is my dosha, D-O-S-H-A, and you can figure out what your dosha is. What is your dominant energy system, yeah? One of them is called Pitta, which is fire and water. It represents the elements of fire and water. And in the summertime, when the heat comes upon us, the Pitta dosha gets activated and sometimes overly activated. And so what we like to do is try to do things to calm down the Pitta that is coming and rising up within us. If we don't, the Pitta can often lead to impatience, aggressiveness, self-criticism, intensity, anxiety. We've all had a lot of anxiety this spring. And so our goal really is to calm the Pitta so that we can have a nice, relaxing summer and really enjoy ourselves. So we're going to work on that today a little bit. I'm going to teach you a moon salutation that you can do in your own practice at home. You've heard of sun salutation, I'm sure, and I'm sure you've done that in many of your classes here at Sun and Moon. And sun salutations are great. They help to build the fire in you and get you going and energize you. Moon salutations, they're similar in a way. You'll see it's a very similar flow, but it's meant to cool you down. So we're going to do it slower, and we're going to hold in the poses for a little bit longer each time. And it's a very simple one, the idea being that you can hopefully remember it and incorporate it as part of your own home practice. If you get up in the morning and you're a little stiff, as we all are, this will help you with some twists and some opening. You just do this a couple times in the morning when you wake up, you'll feel great for the rest of your day, I promise. So hopefully you'll remember it and be able to incorporate it in your own practice. The Ayurveda practice also emphasizes not just movement, but also your environment. So when you go online and you look up your dosha and you figure out which one is your predominant dosha, Ayurveda will give you tips for things to do, activities that will help you for your predominant energy system, as well as foods to eat, even essential oils that might fit well with your dosha. In terms of counteracting the Pitta dosha in summertime, Ayurveda practitioners encourage you to think about what you're eating, yeah? Eating vegetables and fruits that have a high water content, like the beautiful melons that we get, peaches, those types of fruits and vegetables. To keep things light and cool, avoiding foods that are dense and heavy, but going more obviously for salads. This is kind of common sense, right? We all kind of know this stuff anyway. Drink a lot of water, because obviously it's easy to get dehydrated in the summer months. But also they recommend that you incorporate certain herbs and spices that help reduce the Pitta dosha, which would include mint, fennel, cilantro, cumin, and coriander. So I don't know about you all, but we've discovered in our family the Airbnb activities that you can do online. My daughter and I did a cooking class with this woman in Ethiopia. It was awesome and used a lot of coriander and cumin. That's what made me think of that. If you haven't figured out the Airbnb activities that are out there, go ahead and look them up because they're a fun thing to do with the families as you're sitting at home. Good morning, Judy. Glad to have you with us. All right, well, shall we get started with some moon salutations? So come on up to your mat in a standing position. I'll move back so y'all can see me. So for the Pitta dosha, what we're going to try and do is address the middle part of our body with stretching, a little bit of strengthening, through twisting, and a little bit of back bending, okay? So as we come up in the first part of our moon salutation, we're going to inhale and raise our arms all the way up to the ceiling, but we're going to reach a little bit far back for a little mini back bend. So just take your time, breathe in all the way up, reach a little far back, and then as you exhale, come down and forward fold all the way down using your core. Feel those core muscles as you're coming down so you don't use your low back. Fingertips brushing the floor. Gaze looking behind you and between your legs. And if you can't touch the floor without bending your knees, go ahead and bend those knees. I often do that, especially at the start when I'm a little stiffer. And since this is our first forward fold of the morning, you can grab your opposite elbows if you like and really release here. Just let yourself go here and breathe nice and steady. For moon salutation, we're in a cooling phase here, so we're not in any hurry. Couple nice deep breaths, feeling that back release. Head, neck, and shoulders just flow down. And next inhale, we're going to sweep those arms all the way back up. Again, engage that core as you pull yourself up, so you're not using your low back to do this. All the way up, reaching back above your head, a little bit of back bend here. And exhaling your hands back to heart center. Close your eyes, take a couple nice deep breaths here. Nice and slow. And your next exhale, we're going to go all the way back up, reaching all the way up, bending just a little bit back. Exhaling, bring those hands together and come all the way down again into forward fold. Again, looking behind, releasing the neck and shoulders. Brushing those fingers, inhaling all the way back up. A little bit of a back bend at the top. Exhaling, hands at heart center. One nice deep breath here. Next inhale, come all the way to the top. A little bit of a back bend. Exhale, coming into forward fold. On your inhale, bring your hands to your shins, forming a straight back. On your exhale, bring your hands to the floor and bring your left foot back, bringing that left knee down so your right hand is in the front in between your hands. Nice and easy low lunge. And your next inhale, we're going to reach those arms all the way up. Same idea, a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale your arms down. You're going to sweep that front foot so that your knees come together in hands and knees. And every yoga pose is built from the bottom up, so check your base. You've got nice hands, nice and strong on the mat. Make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide. Shoulders over your wrists. Hips over your knees. And then we're going to do a few cat and cows here. So tender cat, inhale and raise that back all the way up to the ceiling. Do that nice cat stretch, opening those shoulders. Gaze comes down, looking between your legs. And then as you exhale, bring that belly down toward the floor, squeezing those shoulder blades together and looking up straight in front of you. And use your own breath cadence here to do a few cats and cows. Stretch however feels good to you this morning. You've already exercised, good for you. You might be a little more loose than the rest of us. If not, this might be your first stretching of the day, so make it delicious. And then when you're ready, when you're done with enough stretches that you felt good for you, go ahead and push your hips back, big toes together, sliding into child's pose. Letting your hands forward, bringing your forehead to the mat, elbows to the ground. And with your elbows on the mat, bend those elbows and bring those hands up. So you can put your palms together if that will reach. You can reach your palms all the way behind your head, so you're doing prayer behind your head. That might be kind of fun for you. And go ahead and take a couple deep breaths here in child's pose. Really release, and as you exhale, feel those knees after your feet just melting into the mat. And your inhale, go ahead and release those arms so your foreheads are down on the mat, sliding those forearms forward in your hands, rising those hips. You rise those hips and then bring those hips forward into cobra pose. So adjust your hands however you need. Looking up, nice broad stretch of that belly. Curl your toes, push those hips to the sky, and downward dog. Now we're going to bring the opposite leg forward than the right foot that was there in the beginning. So raise that left foot up, keeping the toes pointing down. And those hips square to the mat. And slowly, however is comfortable for you, bring that foot forward in between the hands. Drop that right back knee. Rising all the way up, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale your hands back down. Bring your back foot to meet your front foot. And collapse into forward fold. Next inhale, sweep those hands all the way up to the ceiling, a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, hands at heart center. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll do the other side. All right, that's pretty simple, right? This is what you can remember, I think, in your own home practice. Let's try it again and get it burned into your memory so that you can do that. All right, inhale all the way up. Light back bend. Exhale into forward fold. Really releasing here. Inhale, engaging that core, coming all the way up to the ceiling, bending your back just a little. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, hands all the way up. Exhale into forward fold. As you can tell, we're speeding up just a little here. Inhale, hands to your shins, forming a nice straight back. As you exhale, we're going to push your hands to the mat. Bring your right foot back, right knee down. So you're in a low lunge with your left foot forward. Inhale those hands all the way up. A little bit of a back bend. Exhale your hands to the mat. Bring your foot come back so your knees are together and hands and knees. Couple cats and cows here at your own breath cadence. Up. Stretching upward, opening those shoulders. Hinging down, belly to the floor. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Take your time here. Make these stretches just what you need this morning. And after a couple, bring those big toes together. Slide yourself back, hips onto heels. Pushing those arms forward again. Forearms to the mat. Head comes down. So your forehead is right on that mat. Bending your elbows. Bring those hands up behind your head. Prayer hands behind your head. A nice deep breath here. Melt those legs. Tops of your feet into the mat. As you inhale, bring those hands down, forearms back to the mat. Lift your head, slide those hands forward. And then slide those hips forward into cobra. Opening that chest, stretch of the belly. Curl those toes, push up into downward dog. Raising that right foot up, toes pointing down, hips staying square to the mat. Slowly bring that foot in. Between the hands, so right foot in between the hands in the front. Drop the back left knee, flatten that back left foot. Rising up to the ceiling, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale your hands back down. Bring that back foot forward to meet the front foot. All the way up to the ceiling. Exhale for our hands. Right, now that's one complete moon salutation. We're going to do one more, so we'll do both sides again. Hopefully help commit it to your memory and get you a little bit cooled down, but stretched out to start your day. So inhale all the way up, slight back bend. Exhale into nice forward fold. Engaging those the core muscles. Bring your hands all the way back up and big inhale to the top, back bend. And exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale all the way, slight back bend. Exhale down into forward fold. Inhale, hands to your shins, forming a straight back. Exhale, hands down to the mat, bringing that left foot back, left knee down. Your right foot is in front, in between your hands. As you inhale, bring those hands up. One more time. A little bit of a back bend here. Exhale, hands to the mat, bringing your foot back, knees together for hands and knees. Nice strong hands on the mat as always. Right, spread fingers wide. As you inhale, raise it back up. Exhale, belly to the floor. A couple of these with your own breath cadence. And then when you're ready, slide down into child's pose. Big toes together, sliding down. Hands slide forward, forearm to the mat. Forehead comes to the mat to rest. And then your third eye. Bending those elbows, bring those hands up behind your head. Prayer position behind your head. Couple deep breaths here. Inhaling, releasing those arms back down, forearms to the mat, forehead comes up, sliding those hands forward, sliding the hips forward into cobra. Curling the toes, pushing up into downward dog. Nice stretch here, push those heels toward the back of the mat. Raising that left foot up, toes pointing down, hips square to the mat. Slowly bringing that foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down to the floor in low lunge. Inhale, reaching those arms up. A little bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands to the mat. And that back foot to meet the front foot. Forward fold. Really release here. Engaging those core muscles to reach all the way up the ceiling. A little back bend. And release prayer hands. And one more time on the other side. Inhale all the way up. Back to forward fold. Inhale all the way up, engaging that core. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, straight back. Exhale, hands to mat, bringing that right foot back, right knee down, so your left foot is forward. Flatten that back foot. Inhale all the way up, little back bend. Exhale back down, bringing that front knee to reach the back knee and hands and knees. Get a nice strong base. Inhaling up like a cat. Exhaling down. Your own breath cadence for a few breaths. When you're ready, slide on down into child's pose. Big toes together. Reaching those arms out, forehead to the ground, your third eye. Bending the elbows, bringing the hands up behind the head. A nice deep breath here. Inhaling, bringing those arms to the ground. Sliding those hands forward, looking up. Sliding the hips forward into cobra. Look at those toes, pushing all the way up to downward dog. This time the right foot goes up, toes point down, hips square the mat. Slowly bring that foot forward in between the hands. Left knee down to the ground. Left foot flat on the ground. Inhale all the way up to the ceiling. Look at the back bend. Hands to the ground. And that back foot to reach the front foot. Release and forward fold. We're almost there. Engaging that core, stretching all the way up with a big inhale. And exhale, hands at heart center. All right, did your moon salutation both sides a couple times, so hopefully that will start cooling you off for the day today. Let's get on back down. We'll do a few gate poses to do a little twisting. So big inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to your shins. Exhale, bring our hands down on the mat. Our feet come back. Knees down into hands and knees. As you inhale, push up so you're on your knees. And come to the facing the short side of your mat, or sorry, the long side of your mat. Bringing your right foot out to the side. A little gate twisting here. So start by putting your left hand to the side of your mat, side of you on your mat. Right hand all the way to the ceiling. Nice twist of that midsection. Feel that hip opening here as well. And open up from the top to the bottom here. Get our hip into the action this morning. And as you inhale, come on up and bring your arms nice and open wide. Open that chest. Hands facing forward toward me. Nice and wide. We're going to twist our entire torso to the right side. It's almost like an airplane here. So your arms are out straight. The whole body, upper body is facing the right side of your mat. Over that right leg. Hands spread nice and wide. And smile. Beautiful day. It's summertime. Why not? Exhale, coming forward. Drop that right foot on your leg, and it can land on your thigh, your knee, wherever is good. Bringing that left arm up and over. Nice side stretch. A nice stretch in that left side of the body. And you can, again, rest your right arm on your leg here. You can wrap it around for a bind if you'd like. Whatever feels good to you this morning. And breathe. And come all the way back up. We're going to switch sides. So left leg comes out the side. And start with your right hand on the right side of you on the mat, and your left hand up to the ceiling. Again, maybe have your gaze following that hand up to the ceiling. Get your neck in the action a little bit for the twist. And inhaling the top of your body back up, reaching forward, looking forward. Hands spread nice and wide, open those shoulders, get a big smile. It is finally summer. I know it may not feel like it. To me, it feels like about the 95th day of March, but it's okay. At least it's summer. So from here, we're going to turn to that left side this time. So your upper body turns, face the left side of the room. And breathe. And back to center. Dropping that left arm down, raising the right arm up this time. Stretching nice and across the body, over your head. And again, you can rest your left hand wherever it feels good to you. If it feels good to slide a little further down to push you down into the stretch a little more. Just try not to go forward here. We're really trying to go over. Stretch that right side, right? And you can wrap your hand for a bind, balance on it, you can do that too. And come all the way back up, bring your leg back in. We're going to come down to a seated position and do a few more twists to round out our practice this morning. So sitting with your feet flat on the ground, knees up. Go ahead and straighten that left leg. Engage, your toes are pointing straight up, your foot is flexed. Bring that right foot up and put it on the outside of that left knee, right above your knee, wherever makes sense to you to put your leg. And you're going to bring your left arm, circle it around you, and bring it as far as is comfortable, wherever is a good spot for you. The idea is to start twisting that spine to that left side. And you can stay here. I call these bus stops, right? Pick whichever bus stop you want to get off on this trip. You can stay here at this bus stop, or you can bring your right arm up, bring that right elbow to the outside of your left knee, or your right knee rather, sorry. And that helps to bring that right shoulder around, and really open into the twist further. If you feel comfortable, if you're warmed up enough, you can use that elbow to push a little bit into that knee and push your twist a little bit further. But don't do it if it doesn't feel right. Listen to your body. Breathe. You should feel your whole spine, especially if you take your head and really turn it to the left side as well. Your whole spine getting in the action here in this nice twist. And release that right hand down. Bring that left arm back around nice and slow. And straighten out those shoulders. Bring that right foot back to the ground. Both feet flexed. Inhale all the way up. Lifting that rib cage up. And coming forward into a forward fold. Now here you can bend your knees if that's what you need to do. Reach your toes. Your legs straight if you can or you want to. Again, choose which bus stop works for you. Just come forward a little bit. Let your head come down. Take a couple breaths. And your next inhale, come back up. Walking to the other leg now, the other side. So left knee is bent, left leg comes up. Left foot comes outside of that right knee. Right arm comes behind us. And then again, if you want, you can bring that left arm into the act by putting that left elbow just inside that left knee and comes up. And again, if you want to use that elbow on the knee to push a little further into that twist, you certainly can. Try and get your gaze to the right to some level. Listen to your body here and do what feels good for you. And inhaling back to center. Come down on your back onto the mat. Knees bent. And your feet to the kind of outsides of your mat. So your pinky toes touch the outsides of your mat. Arms straight out to the sides. And just start to slowly drop your knees from side to side. So little windshield wipers here. And try to match your knees and your action of lowering those knees to your side with your breath. So you inhale, knees straight up. Exhale to the side. However you want to do it, but match that breath with the action that your knees are doing. Keep those arms nice and straight out to your sides, fingers spread wide. And as you're doing this, start to stretch out your breath a little. And if you're matching your breath to your knees, you're going to slow down the knees as well. Each breath just go a little slower. The knees go a little slower. Stretching it out a little more each time. And then slowly bring your knees straight up, stretch out those feet. Those feet fall nicely out to the sides. Move your arms straight out. And just release here. Open the shoulders, touching that belly that we twisted and stretched. Just take a few minutes to breathe and relax. Start to very slowly deepen your breath. Feel the weight of the backs of your hands on the floor. And start to bring some movement back into those fingers. Nice and slow and gentle. Feel the weight of your calves, the heels on the floor. Slowly bring some movement into your toes. Maybe circling those toes a little bit. Circling the ankles. Nice and slow and gentle. On your next inhale, bring your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rocking back and forth very gently. And dropping over to one side, whichever side you like in the fetal position. Close your eyes. Get your head on the floor. Another couple breaths. And then using your arms to gently push yourself up to seated position. Back up. Nice and slow. No hurry to get back to the real world. I hope you enjoyed learning the moon salutation this morning. It's my honor to share my practice with you, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Namaste. I'll stick around for just a few minutes if anyone wants to chat with me in the chat. Otherwise, I hope all of you have a wonderful day and enjoy this beautiful summer that we have. All right, goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.